Alrighty folks, so let's have a bit of a chat, shall we? This video is bypassing my usual Patreon early release, so you're welcome for that to start with. If you want to check out some of the videos that have already been filmed, you can check them out. If you go and have a look at Patreon and become a Patreon, you get to see everything that I've already filmed that's waiting to come out. But this video is nothing to do with that. It is everything to do with what I've got planned for the channel over the next month or so, and we'll see what happens after. You know, we'll see how it goes, shall we? So the first things first. I've pretty much told you all of the painting techniques that I want to tell you for the time being. We have got the I'm actually trying to think about which ones have been released publicly yet or not. We have got the base coating video. I've done a shading video. I've done highlighting videos, both dry brushing and edge highlighting. Basic painting requires just those four techniques. You want a base coat, you want to put your base coats down, you shade it to add shadows, and then you highlight it in some way to add your high spots. And to be honest with you, all models just use variations of those techniques. Okay, so they are the real basic techniques to painting. So where do I go from here? And that's essentially what this is about. You know, I'm collecting the Conquest magazines, so I'm going to have, for the next 80 weeks at least, I'm going to have a stream of models coming into the studio. So essentially, I think what you're going to find is you're going to find some videos about how I paint those types of models. I've already been practicing. If you've been checking out my Facebook page, here he is, the Plague Marine. I've been practicing on this. I haven't filmed anything with this guy yet. That is because I have got one more here that just needs that's ready for painting. So one of the first sets of videos I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new playlist, and it's going to probably be something about, you know, playlist painting of Plague Marine, and yeah, it's going to be, I'm going to paint this guy from start to finish. How do I paint this guy? Simple as that. I'll break it down into the various colours. So for argument's sake, I'll break it down into, you know, painting the Plague Marine's armour, painting the Plague Marine's trim, because that's going to be like a dirty bronze, painting the rusty metallics that he's got, painting the various fleshy bits that are on it, and you know, whatever else comes along, and then at the end it'll be how I'm going to weather these guys up to make them look really grungy and dirty and Plague Marine-y. Yeah, it's a new word, I've just made that one up. One thing I will say, basing, as in, you know, putting something on the base of the model. I'm not going to be doing that with those series of videos. The reason why I say that is that basing your models is almost like a technique in itself. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of something, kind of, again, I keep talking about the personality of painting and how it's all very personal, and basing your models is the same thing. You can put your models on any kind of base that you want. The idea is you're creating an environment for your models to be in. So that's another thing that I want to be doing. When I'll get that started, I'm not sure, but in fact, my business name, Bases of Operations Painting Studio, actually originated about 2 years ago. Well, not quite 2 years ago, a year and a bit ago, where actually my very first business idea was actually selling pre-painted bases to people that they could then stick to their model. It didn't really take off. I mean, I had a couple of people asking, but I think, you know, basing is personal, and people wanted to do it for themselves, I think. But anyway, so that's an idea that I have, is that I'm going to go through and I'll create a playlist of how to create different bases as well, so that you can literally paint your models however you deem necessary, and I can show you a playlist also of some bases that you can make that, again, you can pick and choose and decide whether you like them or not. So yeah, playlist for bases. I got a playlist for the Plague Marine. Now, the playlist for the Plague Marine isn't kind of one thing that I'm picking out. Basically, I think I'm going to start doing playlists for individual models. It might start getting a bit crazy with the amount of playlists that are available on my channel, but I don't want to just throw how to paint everything into one big kind of folder, as it were. The way I look at YouTube playlists is kind of like folders, and you can go through my playlist or folders and find out what you want to find rather than having to sift through, you know, if I have Plague Marines and Blight Drones and Plague Crawlers, and even these are just Death Guard stuff, Poxwalkers, you know, and then I could go into Nurgle Demons and that sort of thing. And if I start adding them all to the one playlist, if you're looking to try and find out how to paint a great unclean one, for argument's sake, you know, whatever, you're going to have to go through the entire playlist to find it. So, well, rather than just clicking the playlist tab on the channel and going through looking for the particular model that you want to do. Now, admittedly, some people don't like that start of video where I'm literally going to tell you how to paint his armor, how to paint his gun, how to paint his tentacles, how to paint, you know, trim. But I think, you know, I don't want to do one video that's about half an hour long about how to paint this guy from start to finish, because I'll have to speed it up so much, because, you know, painting a single Marine by himself could take me a few hours, you know, maybe all day, depending on, you know, waiting for things to dry and so on and so forth. And I don't want to just speed the entire video up, just going, all right, yeah, so you do this, then do that, then do the other, then do the other. There's plenty of videos out there like that. No, I want to take it reasonably quickly, reasonably slowly, in which case I can give you a decent breakdown of Death Guard green armor. And there's another thing I wanted to point out. These videos about how I'm painting these miniatures are not gospel, okay? I've said it many times before, and I will say it many times in the future, no doubt. There is no wrong way to paint your miniatures. If you wanted to pick up your Plague Marines and paint them bright pink, there is nothing wrong with you wanted to do that. As long as the end result you're happy with, feel free, knock yourself out, go for it. I'm not going to judge you for it. And the people that do judge you for it shouldn't be judging you for it. Simple as that. Okay, they're your miniatures, you paint them how you want. That being said, I'm going to paint them how I like to paint my Plague Marines. Feel free to copy that all you like. The idea behind these videos is going to be more of an inspiration thing. GW like to paint their miniatures quite clean, generally, just because it gives you a nice look at all of the detail that they've got going on the miniatures, because they're fantastically detailed miniatures. They like them clean so that you can see what they're doing, you can see all of the details, you can see exactly what's on the model. I, on the other hand, would like to make them really dirty, make them look really thematic, and give you that proper immersion into the miniature. So rather than it looking quite clean, I'm going to make these look as dirty and as grubby and horrible looking as I can, because they're Nurgle Marines. Likewise, I'll do the same for other miniatures in the future. I'll do some Space Marines, and I'll do some different chapters of them, and so on and so forth, as I keep saying that. Okay, so that's my plan. Okay, now I've got a couple more techniques coming out after the release of this video, before we get started on releasing those playlists. But, you know, that's kind of what I want to do. So don't forget that if you don't want to miss any of those playlists, any of those videos about how I'm painting these miniatures, feel free to press that subscribe button so that, you know, you don't miss them. And obviously, that side, next to the subscribe button, or is it that side? I don't know. I need to have a look. The bell button next to the subscribe button. If you want to get notified every time I post one of these videos up, you know, you get told when I've done it and when it's public, so that you can come and watch it and you can see the next stage of every model. And feel free. The other links are down there. Don't forget, there's the if you're painting Conquest magazine models, stick them on the Base of Operations Facebook page. Hashtag them with Conquest. B of OPS Conquest. I'd love to see what you're doing with these models. Have you painted your Plague Marines bright pink? Feel free, throw them into the Facebook page and let's have a look at them. And they might even be highlighted. I might show them to the people watching the Monday Night Live show, where I will be unboxing the next episode of the Conquest magazine. If you don't want me to do that, feel free to just put a little tag, or just write a comment saying please don't use this in a live show. If you don't do that, then I'll assume you're happy with me doing it. Okay? And all my other links are down there. And of course, because I'm going to start painting regular models now, and I'm just going to start painting models and telling you how I paint them, if you want to help support the channel so that we can get other models such as things like Great Unclean Ones, maybe demons, or even other races, Tau, Eldar, feel free, have a check out of the Patreon page from as little as $1 a month. You can help support me, and I'm going to still do what I'm doing. I'm still going to go out and buy models, but you know, while I'm spending my money, it's going to be models that I want. So, yeah, it's as simple as that, really. But if you want to help support me and help see other models come out that I might not necessarily buy myself on a regular basis, the Patreon's down there. But please, feel free, do that at your leisure. And I'll say thank you for watching this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-ra.